A compass was first used by the Chinese. Since then, there have been a lot of compasses developed. These are brass compasses. This is a scouting compass. This is a military compass. There's compass jewelry, and even a turtle compass. You use a compass sometimes when it's difficult to see, for example, when it's foggy, or when it's snowy, or at night. Pilots use compasses when they fly in the fog, and they have special compasses to do that. Scuba divers use compasses when it's difficult to see underwater, and they have special compasses to do that. And of course, pirates used to use compasses so that they could find their buried treasure when they returned to it. A compass has three major pieces. The first is the yellow base plate, which frequently has a ruler on it. The compass also has a needle which rotates inside of what's called a bezel. The black ring that has numbers and the cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. The bezel also has an outline of the compass needle on it. We'll show you how we use that in a minute. The compass needle rotates within the bezel and points to the outside, in this case to the number 40. The base plate also has a direction arrow. We'll see how we use the direction arrow in a moment. There are a few things on the compass that can move. For example, the bezel can rotate, and of course the compass needle moves. It always points in the direction north. When I take this magnet and bring it toward the compass, the needle will follow the magnet. When I take the magnet away, it will return to pointing north. The compass needle does this because the Earth itself is a big magnet. That's why maps frequently show the directions north, south, east, and west on them. Together with a compass, you can follow a route along a map. Here I've laid a simple course around a house. The first part of the course, we start at the mailboxes and go 300 degrees toward a rock. From the rock, we move due north to a small tree. From the small tree, we then move 320 degrees toward a big tree. First, we rotate the bezel so that the number 300 is aligned with the direction arrow. Then we rotate the entire compass so that the compass needle fits inside the outline of the needle on the bezel. Then we look in the direction of the direction arrow. And sure enough, if you look in that direction, you'll see the rock. Once we're at the rock, we're going to go due north toward the small tree. So again, we rotate the bezel so that north is aligned with the direction arrow. And then we rotate the entire compass so that the compass needle is inside the outline on the bezel. Then we look in the direction of the arrow. And sure enough, there's the small tree. Once we get to this small tree, we're going to go 320 degrees to the large tree. And again, we set the bezel so that 320 is aligned with the direction arrow. Rotate the compass so it fits inside the outline, and then look along the direction arrow. And there's the large tree. Here's another course that I set out in Lake Bourne Park in Newcastle, Washington. You start at the base of the very large tree in the middle of the park. In this example, we'll only use the bearings. We don't really need a map. We'll first go 340 degrees to a light pole, then north to a large rock, and then 120 degrees to a short path. Starting at the base of the tree, we rotate the bezel so that 340 degrees is lined with the direction arrow. Then we rotate the entire compass so that the needle is inside the outline. And then we look in the direction that the direction arrow points. And sure enough, we can see the light pole. Once we walk over to the light pole, our next direction is to go north to a large rock. So we align the bezel so that north points in the direction of the direction arrow. But you can't see a rock when you do that, because the rock is behind a small hill. Once you get to the top of the hill, you can see the rock. Once we've arrived at the rock, we're then going to go 120 degrees to a short path that's a little bit hard to see from the rock. Again, we set the bezel so that 120 degrees is aligned with the direction arrow, and then rotate the compass so the needle fits inside the outline. Then you look in the direction that the direction arrow points, and you'll find yourself at the small path. The small trail leads to some small moss-covered rocks. After you've had a look at the rocks, you can return to the paved path and follow that path to where you started. So that's how to follow a course. You set the bezel so that the direction that you want to go is aligned with the direction arrow, then rotate the compass so the needle fits inside the outline, and then you follow the course shown by the direction arrow.